It is truly a great time in the NBA. There's an influx of talent right now, including a bunch of great young players. The league is truly in great hands. But at the same time though, it is an incredibly tough time for those who've been in the game for a while now. Cause that era, our era, is over. Dog, Steph missed the playoffs. KD, swept. Bron, gentlemanly, swept. It's the first time since 05 that none of these three made it to the second round. And I'm personally so confident saying that it's over. Cause I don't just foresee any moves that these older teams could make to catch up to some of these much younger, elite teams. Golden State is OD old. Steph is still highly elite, as is Draymond defensively. But he always liable to swing on somebody. Klay is clearly regressing, but still wants Klay Thompson-esque money. And you saw some very odd regression from Andrew Wiggins and Kevon Looney, which ain't do them no favors. I ain't even gonna say nothing about Chris Paul. It made me too sad. There are positives though. Kuminga did take some large strides forward, and Brandon Pashevsky showed a lot of upside. Problem is, you have Steph Curry, a 36-year-old Steph Curry. When you have a player at this level, you have to try and take full advantage while you still got him. Cause personally, I'm of the opinion that Steph Curry is the Golden State Warriors. And when he gone, ooh. Anyways, past all that, they have to move on from the dynasty leading core that we all know and love. It is time. Moving on to the Lakers, who I actually do believe is the best team out of these three. Don't really matter like that though, they all at the crib. Aside from the fact that they have no coaching staff at the moment. LeBron James is 40 years old. Now look, he's still amazing, but he has been and is still currently regressing. It is heartbreaking and also bewildering to see him put up 26, 7, and 8 in year 21. I don't know. They coaching staff was not up to par. Darvin Ham was cheeks. Hopefully they can bring in somebody decent. But when I look at their roster, it's like, yeah, they got some inconsistent players. Anthony Davis sometime included, actually, offensively at least. They really just weren't the best closing team. And having to play Denver again. Also in the first round was just the basketball guys punishing LeBron James. They are doomed. I don't think there's anything that they can do to close the gap between them and a couple other teams out west. Now, the Phoenix Suns. Boy, where do I even start? I hate about everything this team has done since they catastrophic fold against Dallas a couple years ago. They completely sold their soul. Fired Monty Williams, completely blew up a very well-built roster to get KD, which, you hate it, but at the same time, you get it, bro. It's Kevin Durant. Okay, but to then go out and get Bradley Beal, it's literally the type of greed that they spoke on in the Bible. Devin Booker, Brad Beal, and Kevin Durant. Basically, when you boil it down to simplest terms, three of the exact same players with no point guard. All Phoenix did was build one of the better ISO hero ball trios we've seen. To think they struggled against Denver last year in the playoffs when Chris Paul went down like they did, and to just basically triple down on not having a point guard is insane. The real was already knowing that adding Bradley Beal wasn't gonna do nothing good. Now, to get swept first round is still insane. And I actually did believe that they were a terrible matchup for Minnesota. But it turns out they ain't stand a chance, and I'm so glad that I was wrong. Now they have no picks, no money, literally probably can't move Brad Beal because of the no trade clause. And I don't know how likely it is that another team is going to completely sell their soul for almost 36-year-old Kevin Durant. Now, to go ahead and wrap this up, I feel obligated to speak further on Kevin Durant because it just keeps getting worse for him by the year, dog. Listen, bro, you want to talk about being punished by the basketball guys? Kevin Durant is cursed. No little B. Not only did going to Golden State do irreparable damage to his legacy, which is the absolute opposite effect he had hoped for, but he has also been punished for it ever since leaving in 2019. Outside of his Golden State years, he's seen none but promising years that were lost to injuries and other years that came to an end from undeniable poor play, especially from a player of his caliber. His legacy will forever be called into question. Yeah, he done got his rings, MVPs both regular season and finals, but those rings that boosted him into an undeniable top 15 all-time status came after joining the team that had just won 73 games, came back against him 3-1, and that had seen success both before and unfortunately for him, after he was there. KD is indubitably one of the best players basketball has ever seen. let alone just of his generation, who at 35, post-Achilles injury, among many others throughout his career, persevered through it all and may have just put together his best and most complete season to date. But he lacks those leadership qualities. Every team he's been on since leaving Golden State has basically had an identity crisis, which makes you have to ask a very uncomfortable question. Is Kevin Durant a role player? Would be the best ever, easily, no questions asked. But you do have to ask the question, because his career is massively confusing at this point. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. Not sure exactly when I'm gonna have it put up, but we are officially ushering in a new era of basketball. And it's so cool to see, but crazy at the same time, because I really grew up watching these three play, dominate the sport for so long, and to see them passing off the torch and slowly but surely leaving the game truly does break my heart, but it's just what happens with time. Like I said, hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a little like, comment any kind of thoughts that you got, subscribe to the channel. Tap in with my social medias too, I'll have them linked in the description and all that. And I'm gonna see y'all soon in the next one.